Okay. Well, I guess I'm just like, is it? So when I shot the robot,
Mhm.
did it like anything come off of it at all?
Tubing, wires, bits of metal.
What about any sort of the coolant that is in there or anything like that?
No, because they don't seem to have such a thing.
Okay. So what was
Uh,
the red goop in there?
it wasn't red goo. His lighting is red,
Oh, okay. Well, that makes
which
more
you
sense
know
now.
from your culture roll
Yeah.
that you succeeded.
Yeah.
And no one else, I don't recall anyone else attempt. Wait, no, the guys in the cargo bay attempted it. Caswell and Varian, did you attempt it?
No, I just assumed I would be too tired to notice.
Well, you can
Well,
make
we
culture
both
rolls if you
failed.
want to notice that something was off about the mechanids.
Oh, I guess.
Otherwise, only Talios knows.
Well,
In that case, I want to
fuck it, I'll do it then. I got a 1 in it anyways.
I mean, Varian, you can attempt it. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll it.
26 plus 1.
It's yeah, it's your
Nope.
culture.
I know shit.
Alright, I want to root around in his skull, see if I can find something interesting with my electronic skill, which is a.
All right, Varian, there's something on the tip of your tongue. You've read plenty of information about mechanids. There's something that was wrong about them. You just can't place it. That was the same for you, Gifka, if you remember. It was on the tip of your tongue, but you were sort of focused on killing them.
Yeah.
In fact, Gifka, I will let you re-roll now, having completed combat, like if it's still bothering you, that there's something you're supposed to remember about mechanids, and you just can't remember it. No, you're still fucking certain that there's something off about these guys, but you just can't place it.
Okay. My limited understanding of electronics, I'm going to look around in his, I don't know, muzzle, head
Yeah.
part, to
Yeah.
see if I can find anything that's out of the ordinary.
Actually,
maybe.
does
maybe.
that have to be culture for that? Sorry.
That was a culture roll, Gifka.
So I wouldn't be able to use electronics or mechanics or anything else for that?
Well, this is about a recognizable trait of mechanids that people talk about. I don't think electronics would apply. I mean, electronics would definitely apply to taking it apart, understanding it intrinsically, but this is sort of a cultural thing about them.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just going to take a quick look inside of his skull, and I
Right.
want to notice anything like maybe extra components that seem out of place or anything along the sorts. That's what I'm looking
Okay,
for here.
Mechanid technology is almost entirely understood, so this
Okay.
is like a difficulty 18,
Okay.
or whatever the top difficulty is. That's what you're dealing with.
I
here.
don't think I can make that then because it's 3d6 -2, so
Yeah.
that's almost impossible. But I'll take a look anyway. Almost the lowest it could possibly be.
He
Um,
just
sort of
pokes
like-
it with a stick.
Yeah.
It's like,
You're like, I've been inside things' heads before.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. Where's the brain?
Yeah.
Where's the skull? Like, at 15 minutes,
A
well,
robot.
a couple minutes later, it's split open. There's gears and circuit boards.
I imagine
everywhere.
I'm sitting on the ground, cross-legged, like going like, fucking.
That's not right.
What is this thing? Like, I like poking it and stuff, and like, I don't know. And all right, so the entrance to the little spurty thing that came up, where he came out of.
You also want to investigate that?
Yeah, I want to have a look at that. I basically, I want. It must be pretty big if it was a human-sized thing, unless it came out and like sort of unwound itself almost.
It did unwind itself after. So what I destroyed, it's a spike, and then it opened up like a flower, sort
Yeah.
of, and then the dude, it was. And remember that mechanids don't need any space; they fold up. They're
Okay.
robots. They don't
Hmm.
have any livable space, so it's the spike itself is the size of a person as well, and no bigger.
All right, so basically, I want to investigate the hole. I want to see its size, and then I want to try and maybe put a corpse in there to block it.
Well, the hole is already blocked. Like, what do you mean? Like,
I assumed that more would come out of it, so that's why I'm asking if I want to block it.
well, no,
Externally
because when you
for
look
things.
in with your eyes, you don't even have to investigate. It's just it's an empty container now.
Okay, well
There
that's fine.
isn't more at the other end of the spike.
Oh, I see. If in my mind, I thought it was like a big tube coming down
No, this is
as
not.
like a delivery mechanism or something.
This is like a bullet that's been fired into your hull
Right.
with a single soldier on board.
Perfect. That makes sense. Well, in that case, I'm just going to leave the room.
All right, you walk into the hallway.
I do. After
right.
I've, is there any way that I can re-arm myself with ammunition?
No, that's a spare time thing.
And I don't have the time to do that at the moment.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I walk out into the hallway now. After reloading my gun and stuff like that, so.
Okay, let me finish revealing the hallway.
Absolutely. Can you ping me down there?
I'm gonna move you there. Don't worry.
Oh, yes.
And then I'll ping you.
Teleport me.
All right. Talios, you move in to the hallway. You see some screaming people ducking into escape pods that you presume then fire off. And just as you get into the hallway, because of your time spent investigating those things, the elevator door opens and to reveal a corporate and a Kaltor,
All right.
Hey.
who are now presumably also in the hallway. The three of you are now in a group unless you decide to split up again.
Can't split the party again.
I wanna grab one of them, one of the people running by me. He can be a PC. He could not. And I wanna. Do you know what is happening downstairs?
You will hear that question, both of you, so you can respond to him if you want. If it was an NPC, the NPC just says, "Let go of me," and wrestles free from you and then heads to an escape pod.
And then I'd grab the next one and say, "Do you know what happened downstairs?"
Yeah, I answer. I'm just like, there's fools getting laser beamed. I just ran on out.
There's Metro.
Do you mean like the mechanoids that like the one in there, and I pointed like just the fucking mess of like shit that I've pulled apart in there?
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, I ain't fucking with that.
I'm gonna look
And I
over.
just kind of stroll off.
Yeah, I'm gonna look over into the med bay. At this point, I'm gonna be like, ours were much smaller. I kind of like flies in comparison to that. Not quite that small, but.
Does the other elevator bring up the other guy or?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. And it's like
You guys still have some time before cargo bay action resolves.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will head
And
to the bridge. You may leave as you wish, and then I'll at my limited understanding of where the bridge is, I'll try and head towards that.
You know exactly where it is. It's over
Alright.
here. It's literally right here. Hi.
Oh, well, that's good.
Oh.
And then I want to walk into the bridge.
Well, through the doors of the bridge, which have windows, you can see that it's filled with drones.
Maybe
Or
not.
drone henchmen.
I imagine I would have tabbed along with them.
Yeah.
If you want to go with them, you're allowed to.
Yep. And
You can both see that there are a bunch more of those henchmen-style drones, and they're swarming all over the bridge. And you can see a couple of the bridge officers are definitely dead. And the drones through the window, you can see they're sort of cutting pieces out of the control panels. Like they're actually cutting things out of the walls, and some of them are sort of carting them over to their little spike. So yeah, that's what's happening, as you can see. through the
Varian's a solo man. He's making his way to the escape pods. He's gonna see what kind of options he has.
All right, you can open up a panel and you can see.
So preservation.
You can see that there are only 5 escape pods left at this point, and you don't see any more people going to use them.
I hop in one. I jam my fist on one of those buttons and see where it takes me.
Okay, it opens up. It's a little thing that you grab onto the bars, and then you slide your legs in first, and that brings you all the way to the back. The door closes behind you, and you get jettisoned from the ship.
I mumble just like a water slide.
Yeah. So, for all intents and purposes,
Philip is
we
not
will
dead.
revisit what happens immediately after you jettison from the ship. Once we resolve some more of the ship-based stuff. Speaking of which, cargo bay people, your combat would have just ended now. What do you do? You remember that you had one communication from the ship, Captain.
Yeah,
before
I
it
want
cut
to
out.
go to the captain.
All right. Well, there's the elevators that are in the cargo bay, but you know that they open up on the other side of the ship. So do you want to go to the elevators to go up and walk across, or go to the elevators that are in the passenger side, which bring you up near the bridge? It doesn't really matter. I mean,
I
it's
think we
just
should go
what
up
you would
from
do.
here and then head across.
Cannon, do you have any?
Well, can you ping us where we are so I can just look at it?
Oh, right. Yep, sure.
Can you bring us there?
You should be there now.
I'd like to see my token.
There are elevators just a little bit to the south that actually open up into the
Yeah.
cargo bay.
Right. Okay. Well, let's do some real talk. Something's clearly wrong. It's bad news bears probably all over the ship. We can probably assume that. Step one, our job is to protect the people, protect the stuff that's around here. I guess we kind of failed that,
fucking
but
good job.
whatever. Yeah. Well, we can't do everything we want all the time. So what do you think? Go to the bridge, see what's up with the captain, or
Our
you
first
wanna...
priority should be finding the captain.
Okay, bridge then. I'll follow your lead. I will constantly have cover behind you.
All right, you guys move to the elevator, and then that moves you up to the...
We have to use the other elevator because this one was hit by a laser.
That's right, you do. Good memory. +1 to your next roll.
Oh, you also made a laser through my elevator too.
Yeah, you open up into the hallway. There's a door to the engineering place. That one doesn't have a window. It's closed. So there's an engine room, essentially.
Oh, is this the top spine you were talking about?
Yeah, this is the top
Yeah.
spine.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how their ship works.
So there's nothing down. There's nothing south.
There is. There's the engineering
door
room,
is
but that door is closed. There's no window into it. You have to open it.
I can't. I'm gonna like put my hand on his back and be like, okay, Sasquatch, just hold on a second. I'm looking here for a second.
You know, actually, Legion are more like lizards than gorillas. You know that, right?
They're gorilla looking with lizard
Like,
skin.
I like that he says that. He's like, could you stop calling me Sasquatch? Like, I'm not Godzilla. How's that? How's
I'm
that sound?
gonna keep saying it anyway.
No, I mean they really
Hey.
do look like gorillas, though. They have lizardy skin and
Ah.
Yeah,
gorilla
yeah.
appearance.
Well,
So
do you say that to me?
Sasquizard?
Oh, do you,
Squizzard.
Gifka, do you say that to me that you don't want me to call you that?
Yeah, so just call me Gift now.
Hey, Asquatch, I'm gonna look in here for a second.
I'm just gonna walk towards the bridge. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look in the engine room.
Or
I'm
Not
gonna
walk, but-
regret it.
all right, you're gonna open the engine room door.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be happy with what's inside, but
You open the door, and
Oh,
you
that's
see
bad.
many of those spikes. and
I
many of those-
immediately close the door.
Yeah, they don't even look at you. You get a brief moment of they're cutting lasers into machinery and stuff,
Wrong room.
and the door closes again. And,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it was occupied, and then he closes the door and walks back.
Yeah, excuse.
And the
No,
door
I
closes
say-
again.
I say absolutely nothing. I say, I peek inside and I say, oh yes,
Do you like how the door closed again?
Yeah,
I
that
like
was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was not bad, man.
I
Door
see that,
closes.
and I'm gonna say, Gifka, there's a robot people in the engine room. That's probably bad. Just saying. I'm not an engineer or anything.
yeah, we need to get the captain and get off the ship.
So you
Not
guys
everything
actually
is
know that in the event of a crisis, standard operating procedure is that the crew stays on till the end. Passengers use the escape pods. Then there's a blast chamber sort of thing that's near the bridge. It's designed so that
You mean
the
this
crew
thing?
of a ship can pilot it to the very end, and then right before crashing, they can get inside, and it'll likely protect them from the actual crash.
Likely.
But it's
At
sort of a... The
Says
captain
very
goes
on
down
as
with
he's
the
sitting
ship.
there with his martini in space, just drinking it.
It's one of those captains goes down with the ship, but we also don't want to lose all of our good captains. That's basically what the...
Right. I get that. So I guess we start walking down the hallway. What are these pods again? Escape pods?
Yep. You can't tell from the outside if they're used or not, but there are panels that say, "Hey, are they used?"
It's okay. Occupado.
How many are currently occupied right now?
Do you check?
Yeah, as we
Then
walk
you
by.
see. Then you actually see there are 4 left.
One of them recently left.
One of them just left, literally as you like opened up the elevator. Speaking of which, you're all in the same hallway. You can sort of see each other. You see in the distance, Kaltorn and Nephilim. They're up by the bridge's door.
I would assume that they would probably know the Nephilim doctor.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can see that the doctor is still alive. That might be good news.
I specifically avoid making eye contact with him.
All right, you guys move towards them because you wanted to find the captain anyway.
Yeah, I imagine we
Yeah.
make our way all the way up to them.
All right, you
And
make your way all
I-
the way up to them. These guys,
Sorry, go ahead.
you guys all are now up at the bottom of the bridge. You've just finished looking into. Oh, Dave's gone. No.
Like,
I very heartily shake Caswell's hand, and I say, even though I don't know him, I say, brother, are you okay?
I'm fine. There's just some damn bug mechanoids nearly got us. Looks like fucking bugs.
Yeah, we encountered the same thing in the cargo hold. There's more in the engine room down the hallway. I suggest we find someplace safe to keep you all.
All right, Nephilim, the whole group is met up now, except for Varian, who left.
He GTFO'd.
You've just seen that the bridge is overrun with these sort of drone-like ones. There's no sign of the living captain in there.
Alright.
Nothing left in there.
Come on, everybody to the escape pods.
Basically. Alright. So I guess that we're all decided?
Well, it depends. Gifka, you wanted to find the captain. They say that the bridge is overrun by drones, but that there's no sign of the dead captain there, per se.
Last thingy.
So, Gifka, I mean, do you want to find the captain, or do you want to bail the ship like everyone else seems to want to do?
Gifka, there's no time. Just let it go. You can't save them all.
Do you even say one?
You can't save one either, but that's besides the point.
We saved 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well just leave. Yeah.
What's in this other room over here? What is this part?
That's
that
the
was-
blast chamber
yeah,
that I told you
blast.
about.
All right. Well, I would walk over to that and open it up and say, maybe the captain is in here.
Okay. One second.
1 second, I gotta put all these enemies in here.
Literally a bag of enemies.
I'm gonna have Caswell. I guess I wouldn't know his name just because we're both Cator, and I guess that's not the way it works. I say, what is your name, brother?
Caswell. What's yours?
Caswell. They call me Cannon. This is Gifka. We're security. We need to go and get to the escape pods. Come on, let's go.
You open up the blast chamber room.
Just
The
ignore-
blast chamber
ignore
room
him.
is a spherical part of the ship that is lined with sort of like almost amusement park roller coaster, like, you know what I mean? Like you strap in. Those are all along the sides of the walls. And in the center is a big thing for like supplies, survival gear, that sort of thing. Like for the event of a touchdown on a planet. Remember that elevator earlier that sent up those bug drones? Well, they're in here, and the captain and some of the bridge crew are strapped into the side of the walls, but they're dead and being swarmed by these bugs.
Of course.
Okay.
Nice.
Come on, guys. Let's go. I'm not addressing the Nephilim at all. I'm saying come on to Caswell and Gifka.
I'm going to grab the security captain, and I'm going to say, your race doesn't give me much faith in you. Are you going to turn tail and run? There's only a handful of those little bugs in there. We can take them. The supplies would be
Well,
worth
yeah.
a lot more than you think.
That sounds good. You distract them, and I'll get these civilians to the escape pods.
I'm going to strike him in the face.
What?
Both of you give me physical rolls.
Yeah, baby. I
This
don't
is a skill
know.
check.
Was Cannon really expecting that? He seems pretty surprised when Dave.
Yeah,
mentioned
I mean, well,
Am I
no,
allowed to
I
also make a
don't know
physical
why.
roll to try to prevent the confrontation?
Jesus,
okay,
there
yeah,
a
do
more
that.
reflexy one? No, there really wouldn't be, would there? It's always physical. So yeah, you can make physical to try and catch the Nephilim's hand.
That
Okay.
doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I know.
Because
There
have all
really
this
should be
I
like
have
a
all this
speedy one.
reflex. I've got all this reflex, and I can't ever use it.
I've got
Yeah.
reflex as well. But so
Well,
we're going to be like
skill.
competing against reflexes here. We're exactly the same score, so.
Attributes.
I don't.
Attributes are only for combat. Skills are for everything else.
Alright, so I would
That seems to
say,
be my interpretation.
in this case, maybe my physical against his awareness.
Okay.
So,
Is that so? Yeah. Roll your physical, doctor.
That was my physical.
Alright.
well, I'm
Graham,
not
you can roll
punching
physical
you.
or
I mean,
awareness.
like,
Yeah.
I know. I'm
He's gonna
trying
grab
to
your
prevent
hand.
you from hitting him
There,
Yeah.
because
there's
he is my commanding
Partner.
officer
Yeah.
Okay.
technically.
Officer.
So
Basically.
yeah,
but also just called you Asquatch also.
you did, but it's my job.
alright.
Gannon, is that your awareness or your physical?
They're the same. So physical.
Okay, whatever. So what happens is, Dr. Talios, you go to backhand him, and as your hand is cocked back, the firm grip of a Legion paw wraps around your wrist,
Alright.
and you guys probably lock eyes menacingly.
Alright, basically, I want to shake my hand loose of his grip, and then I want to turn around and say, do your goddamn job.
Hey, vagina face. We're leaving.
Alright, then I turn back and I want to point my pistol at him.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, jeez.
Your SMG
Okay.
or your pistol? Do you have both?
Sorry, no, my SMG.
Alright, I would have just. I mean, at this point, I imagine I'd be pointing my rifle at him.
Yeah,
Oh,
can it be like
God.
movies where we all pull guns at each other?
Oh my
This is
god.
the part where you all kill each
Or
other.
Varian's the only surviving character.
Intentional antagonism. This is how it goes.
Yeah.
I need like a quick draw or something so I could draw my sword. And anyway, is there a disarm or something? Can I attempt to disarm with my sword?
You can do an impair attack against his defense.
Wait, hang on. So I'm pulling
Wait a
a
minute.
pistol on him, and then he's going to just straight away just.
Well, are you shooting with your pistol, or are you
No,
going to
I'm
menacingly?
trying. I'm trying to like make him not leave the ship, like
yeah,
a baby.
so that means he gets to act before you because you're just trying to intimidate him.
He gets to act before me, even though my move is like considerably faster than his.
Well, because so this is my point. You're not doing an action. You're pointing it at him to intimidate him. He's a PC. You can't force him to be intimidated.
There is
So unless
actually
you're-
something in here about that. I have leadership, which actually gives intimidation, by the way.
which affects PCs.
It affects everything.
Do I get a bonus for calling him vagina face?
I don't know. Is your face vagina-like at all?
No,
Dave?
it looks like any other humanoid, except it's like,
Now there's a big patch on his eye.
yeah, except there's like,
So the eye looks
there's
like
like
vagina.
clearly, I've taken a
One
massive
eye.
wound to the face and over
So
the
you don't
eye
get
and
bonus
stuff.
points for calling him vagina face because it wasn't appropriate.
Yeah. So basically, intimidation comes from leadership, which is why I took it. Let me see if I can find
Which
you
does
the
what?
stuff.
If you can find me rules that say you can enforce intimidation onto a PC, then yeah.
So let me just see. Here.
Well, can I offer a rebuttal then instead of drawing my sword?
Well, hang on, let me just see what I can do, because if I can force you to do it by being intimidating, you don't really get a rebuttal.
Yeah, well,
I don't really think, and I don't
You
really
know,
jive with systems
I-
that force PCs to think and feel things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
even if
agree.
the rules say.
Yeah, but if
even
I'm
the
trying to
rules say
make him
you can do
stay
it,
in the
I'm
ship,
still-
and he's like,
I'm-
nah,
I'm
and then he
still
just
not gonna
leaves,
do
it's
it.
like,
yeah, he can do that because he's a
Yeah,
PC.
I can do
There
There
that.
should be
because
no
that's
reason
what
that you
I
can
would
stop
do.
him. It doesn't provide
Yeah.
anything to the game.
I mean, you can shoot him.
You can shoot him.
Yeah.
You guys can TP
I'm
kill.
gonna say, look,
Hang on, let me
We
just
all
sort
want
this
to
out
leave.
before
It's
you do
three-
this thing.
3 against 1,
So-
you'll never get out of here alive unless you come with us now.
Fine, it's just against NPCs. Whatever.
Yeah, on leadership
Yeah.
it says only NPCs.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
force PCs to do and think and feel things. That doesn't make sense in any system. I mean, I was willing to go with you on that if there was rules for it. But yeah, I mean, you're threatening him, but he as a player character decides whether or not he feels threatened or if he wants to make a move. So like, for example, if you had done that to Philip, he would have said, whoa, back down, I'm totally on board for
Yeah,
whatever. But
me-
Graham Cannon wouldn't do that because that's not his character.
If my character, that I would do that. I've done it before. But
His character would try and disarm you or do whatever he's going to do.
so I'm telling you that we all want to leave. It's 3 against 1. You'll never get out of here alive unless you come with us now. You can take me down, but you'll die too in the process. So what's
Strike
more-
me down, but he'll become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
What I'm trying to say is, like, he knows what he's supposed to do in this job. Are you saying that your character was hired and he's just like, whatever, I don't give a fuck, it's a job? You're like
Everyone's
captain
almost. Everyone's
There's-
dead.
no-
Most of the escape pods are gone.
But what I'm
Like,
saying
his job
is,
is now.
this particular region that we're going into is designed for escaping. It has more supplies than anything else, and it has the best survival chances
Well,
later on.
It's not designed for escaping.
It is.
It's designed to crash.
It's designed to survive a crash. is
Yeah.
what it's
Yeah.
designed.
But the other,
So-
but this has entire, like, as Wreckage said,
But
it
it's-
has lots
it-
and lots of survival gear in it.
But it goes down with the ship.
It
They're
also
eating it.
jettisons off, doesn't
They're
it?
not eating it. They're killing the people in it, and they're swarming in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's
doesn't
only-
jettisons off at all. It crashes with the ship. It's a
Yeah.
blast chamber that survives
why-
a crash.
Yeah.
Or is designed to survive the crash. It is not. It doesn't break away in any way. So what I'm saying is he's totally within his. It's logical for him to determine that he would rather use the escape pods. He could go either way, though. You're not automatically right, but it's your responsibility to convince your other players that it makes more sense as a character.
Well, that's why I wanted, like, because I
You wanna
can't
do
do
that.
that. I cannot. There's no physical way that I could do that. Because
You
I'm
use words.
no,
You use words.
because my conversation skills are terrible.
So what you would do is
Why is it
exactly what
Nephilim?
you've done, which is
Just-
we should
just
do
roll
that.
it.
It makes sense, and then pull a gun and get mad, and then the rest of the group responds the way they already have, which is, "Come on, I mean, there's 3 of us. You can't pull a gun on us. You're not going to win."
All right, I'm gonna walk over to. Is there like a main control panel for the pods?
There's no main control panel. There's a panel that
No.
shows how many are left.
Oh, I.
If he walks over there, I'll shoot him. If
There's
he
no
walks-
main
walks
control
over there.
panel for the pods.
Oh, okay. Good.
And I'm getting kind of mad, guys. Like, stick together here. Don't try and
So-
derail things.
Hey, talk to Dave.
Well, you want me to play a Nephilim, an Alpha Like, I want to play a Nephilim, right?
So far, you're good with
So,
it.
like-
Everyone's been tense about it. Let's just, all right, Alpha Nephilim. You haven't been able to convince them with words. So now you're gonna try and do what? There's no main control panel for the pods. There are panels
Can I fire all the remaining pods out?
There's no way to do that. You can fire a pod individually by getting into it, or there might be something from the bridge.
Can I
but
even fit in a pod?
That is a good question.
This is why I'm wanting to
You have
do
get out
this
the ship
because
anyway. You distract the buzzards or whatever they're called, and we'll
Maybe use that as your point instead. I
I'm-
can't even fit in
I'm
a pod. Like,
I'm protecting the people, and I point to Caswell. He's a people. I gotta get him out of here.
He's a people.
I'm gonna throw you this bone, Dave.
Yeah.
It's a physical roll for you to get into a pod. You can succeed at the physical roll, but it's basically you're squishing yourself into something that was not designed for someone of your size. It's going to be a physical roll of the 12 level difficulty.
there's no way I'd be able to do that. My physical is -2.
Gifka, can you squish him into a pod?
You could assist.
Ooh.
Yeah, Gifka, hop to it.
I don't know if I'm down
wait,
with this,
can you-
guys.
I
don't know if I don't know if my guy
into a
would be accepting to be
Caswell.
squished into a pod.
Here we go. I'm ushering Caswell into a pod. Just jettison.
Can I
out.
also
You're
point out
behind.
there is one group of 4 drones.
That's what
in
I'm
the-
saying. It's like nothing. It's basically nothing. All
You
of
could
us could
literally
kill it
do
in
it
10
yourself.
seconds.
You could
I
literally do it by yourself.
I have one clip of ammo left, and
Which is,
I say fine. I say fine. Then give me your ammunition. You won't be needing it out in the nothingness of space.
He's
Just
right.
take the damn
I'll-
pod.
He can't
give him
though.
my-
I can't.
We can't.
I'll give him my clip of ammo.
Give me... Yeah, okay, fine. And then I walk
Okay.
back, and then I'll start shooting these guys.
All right. Combat begins. You have the first action. Does anybody join combat, or do you all go to the escape
Yeah,
pods?
I'll stay if he's not leaving.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then you also act before, but Nephilim acts first. Do the 2 Calatorans get to escape pods?
I mean, apparently I'm being ushered to a escape pod whether I want to or not. So
Yeah, by a position of authority.
All right. Well, which
What-
escape pods do you guys
that's
take?
up to you.
I mean, I don't see any reason to stay behind with a guy who tried pointing a gun at one of us. So
Yeah, he's not a cool guy. I'll pick the one that looks least likely to explode.
They all look pretty much the same, but there's only one near you. The other 3 are backed down by engineering.
Okay, I'll usher Caswell into this one, closest to
all
us.
right.
Caswell, you
All
get
right.
to that one.
Yep,
You
and
slide
I
into the tube. It launches away from the ship. We'll follow that in a second.
see you,
And I'll run as
nerds.
fast as I can down to
See
the
ya.
bottom.
And do you?
Actually, before I do that, can I turn back around and toss my third and final clip of ammo over to Gifka?
You toss your ammo over to them, and
Well, Gifka doesn't use a gun, so, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Oh well,
symbolic.
yeah. Well,
It's symbolic.
which of the 3 of these do you choose?
the closest one.
Okay. Boom. All right, taken. Now we go back to combat.
Yeah, I rolled twice for my shots.
All right.
Damn.
You hit both times. You kill 2 of them out of 4. There's only 2 left. You now go Gifka.
Okay, now, just to make sure I'm doing this right, what's the attack roll for charge again?
It's,
Same as
it
regular,
is
but plus
move.
one
It
damage,
is
right?
it's same one, but you only put your weapon skill on it.
So it's just hit and weapon skill, no reflex, no rate of fire?
Yep. And then it's for every 3 that you move, you get an extra 1 damage.
I mean, that doesn't really apply in this case.
You do move 3 total, so you get 1 damage extra. But yeah, you're right. It's all about making their defense attack, because if you hit them at all, you kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't hit them at all. You whiff the first. You whiff the charge attack, because I mean they're a swarm. They sort of even move around your blade as it travels through the air.
Okay, and then I'm gonna do a strike.
Nope.
Miss again. Yeah, you're just swinging through this swarm of things. You can't really they definitely dodge a melee attack.
Mhm.
What's your defense without cover?
Oh, I would also want to move here so that he is a free line of sight to shoot him.
Okay.
Good move. Yeah.
The defense is 13.
Okay. Miss. Hit. You take 4 endurance damage.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going
It's not
to.
your attack.
Oh yeah, it's. Did you say it was now my attack or?
Yeah.
Okay,
attack or
I thought
move
you said
or-
it's not your attack. I'm gonna shoot
No,
him
it's
Yeah,
again.
Yeah.
me too. I was so confused.
21, and then I have to reload. So.
All right. They're down to 1. There's only 1 drone left.
Yep. So now I have 2 clips left, I guess.
All right. It's your turn, Gifka. Miss. Miss.
Wait, you should be adding extra things to your normal strike, man.
What do you mean?
What?
It's no, you got your your reflex. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, my hit's -2, and then reflex is 3, so that puts me to 1.
Oh yeah.
And then rate of fire is 1, and then exotic weapons is 1.
There's only 1 guy left. You can only attack once. He misses. It's now your turn, Nephilim. Yeah, you hit. He's dead. They're gone.
Cool.
Okay.
And then I walk into the room and I'm like,
come on.
No, I'm not dead.
I walk into the room and I'm like, see, it wasn't that difficult. And then I want to sort of like close the door behind me and maybe like lock it or something, if at all possible.
And jettisons into space.
Yeah. And then and you said something about being able to like remove the rest of the ship somehow or blow it up somehow and then survive the crash.
No, that's not. As
no,
I tried
no.
to explain several times, it crashes with the ship.
Yeah,
and
it
survives
crashes
the
with the
explosion.
ship.
Oh, okay. So where can we crash this ship? Where's the nearest? Can we crash it into like maybe one of their ships?
You're not in control of the ship anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, remember?
You've just gone into the blast chamber thing. It's just a blast chamber. It doesn't have any control mechanisms because it's specifically designed to separate or be separate from the ship, not separate from the ship.
All right. Well, then I want to look at the captain and stuff like that. Is he still alive at all?
He's very dead.
Very dead, and everyone else is very dead.
Give me a medical to see if any of them are just unconscious or totally dead.
Are you gonna count my toolbox?
Yep, your toolbox counts. Your workshop does not, because that's now
Yep.
elsewhere.
24.
Wow, really?
Wait, no, sorry, I added the. Yeah, that's wrong. That's completely
Isn't
wrong.
that your Isn't that your
That's your
attack?
attack.
There we go. That's
There you
right,
go.
10.
Wait. Why don't we just take out the portion of the attack then? The 5 plus the 3 and the 4.
Don't worry about it. No, because he didn't. That's his attack that he had already rolled.
Oh wait, it was.
I'd start looking as well.
Yeah, I'm derp.
Oh, you start looking as well. Yeah. No, neither. Both of you are pretty certain these are all dead.
All right.
Dead.
What about the supplies and stuff? The emergency supplies I have in here. Is there anything useful?
They've been shot up with lasers, but the case is sealed. It's supposed to be sealed for it to survive, or to not send like survival hatchets clambering around into the.
All right. So, is there anything anything at all I can open and get from this at all, or is it too damaged?
You can open it, but you wouldn't want to.
Fair enough. Yeah. All right, then we'll head back out and we'll go check see if they've finished doing whatever they're doing in the bridge.
So you want to go check the bridge?
Just look through the window. Try not to make myself noticeable.
It's even more taken apart and dismantled than before. They're still muttering about.
Okay. And then I sort of sigh and I'm like, I guess the only option is the escape pods.
Yeah, maybe we can actually get you to fit in one. We'll have to try.
I'm gonna have to
All
swallow my
right, you
pride
guys
a little
move
bit.
down to the remaining escape pods then, I assume.
Yeah.
Yep. And you said
You can assist him on a physical roll
Okay.
to stuff him into an escape pod.
Hey, Dave, did you grab that ammo that I threw and nobody
I
got?
did, yeah. I've got 2 clips left over, so. Alright.
I've got 0.
8. And the assist is... How does that work? I know I have the information.
I think it just said it was a +1.
So 9. Can we take 10 on this or something like that?
You can you keep trying. Like there's no fail.
10 plus
So
11. So.
It's 12 difficulty.
Oh, what do you know? I've actually got one more clip than I thought I did.
Okay, stop.
What I'm saying, man, it's
actually
impossible
want-
for me to get in there.
I actually want you to roll. I don't want this +1 assist. Like your physical
Okay.
is different than other people.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make sense. You're assisting on a physical. If you're stronger than someone, for example, it should actually make a difference. So,
I'm like, trying to get in, and you just come
So
along,
what
you
I'm
just
gonna
go,
say is you're
Oh!
you're trying to squish into this thing, and the Legionnaire, because
I'll
there's,
lean on you.
you naturally hate Nephilim.
No, wait,
So
really?
you're sort of
Okay. Oh, yeah, no, you're right, yeah, totally true, yep.
So you sort of relish in this guy making a fool of himself for about 5-6 minutes, and then you finally just you brace yourself against the opposite wall. You put your shoulder up, and then you just ram him with your shoulder, and he squeezes the rest of the way in, and it hurts Talios. But you fit. The thing closes behind you, and launches off. And finally, I assume Legion, you go into the escape pod as well.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
imagine Dave breaks something when he gets squished into the pod.
You take 5 endurance damage,
Which I then
Which
get
is
back
really-
instantly.
which immediately heals because you're not in combat. Or are you? Now, starting from Varian, quite a while ago, you went into an escape pod and GTFO'd. The escape pod has a view window that's immediately in front of your face, which allows you to see as you are you break away from the ship, and the first thing you see is that the entire ship is surrounded by a column of red light that seems to be emanating from an unknown planet below you, all the way from the planet. you notice that there are these spikes that are all throughout the ship. What you can see from the outside of the ship is a bunch of jets. They face outwards because the jets plummet just spikes into the ship.
Gotcha.
And you think you intuit that these were probably launched from the planet's surface like missiles. But speaking of which, as you break away from the ship, you immediately what's supposed to happen in an escape pod when you launch away from a ship is there's an initial initial series of explosions that blows the escape pod away from the ship. Then the escape pod's thrusters fire and get it as far away from the ship as possible under the assumption that the ship will explode or that the danger is where the ship is, right? So the initial series of explosions go off, you detach from the ship, your thrusters fire, and you don't go anywhere at all. You hang in space for a moment, right as far away from the ship as you normally would be. And then, slowly, your escape pod starts to point downwards. You're still bathed in the red light that's coming from the planet, which is some kind of tractor beam. And as your escape pod points downwards, your jet system starts to function only straight down. And you start plummeting towards the planet's surface, bathed in this red light.
And then a spike enters into the escape pod and opens like a flower.
It would just impale him completely if that happened.
Yeah.
Just to point out. Roll a 1d20 to see if you get impaled. No, I'm just kidding. So that's what happens for you. That was
Okay.
that was minutes ago now, quite a while actually. For Graham's group,
Who?
Cannon and Caswell.
Oh.
I want. Hold on. Small side note. Graham, when he starts calling you Cannon consistently, start saying who? This is Graham.
No, I do that. I do
Anyway,
it in every game. I can't.
continue.
Yeah.
So Caswell and Cannon, as you guys break away, the same thing happens. Only what you what you see is lots of little other escape pods that are further down the red beam, plummeting towards the planet.
I assume I have no sort of communication medium. No.
No, the escape pods do not have a communication medium right now. They have
Okay.
they have communication with other escape pods that's designed for survival, say if you were to be separated. But right now,
Right. I suppose that's what I meant.
too much noise and
Yeah.
interference inside this red beam plummeting to a planet, you wouldn't be able to use them effectively anyway. All you hear
Right,
is the
okay.
the rumble of turbulence and the thrust of your engines.
I see where I
um,
can see where we're going now.
Were the escape pods numbered, by the way?
Sure, they can be numbered.
Okay, I will make sure to note down the number of Cannon's pod before we go down.
Well, you weren't with him when he went into a
Yeah.
pod and he chose a pod, so you wouldn't be able to know.
Well, I knew there were only 4 left, and I saw 2 missing when they left.
So you can intuit that one of the two was his.
Okay, then I'll remember 2 then.
Remember
those
the two
then.
numbers of that's I will allow that. Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, I can.
I'm
Okay.
figuring out what the numbers would be. 1, 2.
I know the numbers. Don't worry, I know them.
Nah. Yeah.
You're wrong about them, whatever you think they are. Brr. Ooh.
They start at -1, so
Yes.
Yeah.
They actually
Whatever number
start
the
at
person
2,
thought they wanted to
and they
stamp
go
on
up
their
by 2
door.
every single time, and they also have letter designations and color designations.
75.
And they can only be.
But
prime
just to
numbers.
answer, yours was 3, Caswell, and Cannon's would have been
Who?
19 would have been Cannon's.
So exactly
Okay.
what I thought.
No, you were wrong. You were wrong.
No.
Yeah, you were wrong because you were counting the other way.
No, that's exactly what I thought they were. I was right.
Anyway, you were both wrong. Dave Talios, Dr. Talios, as you are, the same thing happens to you. and just as you see the bolts fire from well, what's funny?
Caleb just sneezed and he like took out his camera. That was so good.
I have
I'm
to watch
sorry.
that
I'm
again.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't hold it back though. He just went ham on his camera. I was like, what just happened? He just sneezed.
All right.
Bolts. There's bolts. Got it. Go.
Just as the bolts fire from what you presume is the Legion who is following you, his escape pod, an explosion rocks from the cargo bay and destroys the rest of the cargo bay. It splits open like a thing that splits open down the middle. It breaks open like an egg sack in some horrible alien movie, and all of your cargo goes tumbling down the what is this tractor beam thing, as if that was what was supposed to happen, is what you figure. However, the explosion is perhaps more significant than was presumed to be, and the spine of the ship cracks too, and starts to fold in on itself.
Is the glass compartment still apart though?
Yeah, it
Okay.
splits down the horizontal, not the vertical. So it's not splitting. Basically, the front half and the back half are now splitting, and they're folding downwards into each other because of the tractor beam. Your escape pod is totally rustled by this, Gifka.
Okay. I was about to say my escape pod is pretty solid, considering
Yours is
inside of
rustled.
it. Inside of it, I'm taking up 100% of the space, so it's like this solid missile now.
That's not good because there's no air to cushion your impact. Like
Yeah.
you're probably going to feel the impact a lot more than most people.
Probably.
It folds in on itself and snaps in half, and the two halves actually have so much mass that they don't travel down the tractor beam like the cargo did. The splitting and the explosion causes them to both drift away from each other. Both halves exit the tractor beam's grasp and fall to the planet at increasingly drastic trajectories. Meanwhile, all of the cargo and the escape pods head straight down to the planet via this tractor beam, which continues to stay on as you descend. And that is the end of the session.
Yay, we're all going to die.